Hello children, we are again into chapter 2 polynomials of standard 9th. Here we are still continuing with exercise 2.4, but this is the last question of the exercise. Now we have already studied a lot about finding the factors, whether the given one of the polynomial is a factor of the other one. We have used remainder theorem, we have used factor theorem. Now we are concentrating on another concept, though it is related to factors only. Let's go on. Question is all very simple. Factorize. You are supposed to factorize it. The given polynomial is x cube minus 2x square minus x plus 2. We are supposed to factorize it. Children, there are basically two methods of solving this. One method is you will try whether there is something common in first two and something common in the second two terms. In this case, from the first two terms, you can take x square common. And then from the next two terms, it is minus 1 that is common. In this case, you actually proceed to get same bracket, and when you solve it out, you get the factors. You can give it a try. Now let us take x square common from first and second term. So when I take x square common from the first term, I am left out with x in the bracket as the first term. Minus 2 from the second term. Bracket complete. Now from the next two terms, I am going to take out minus 1 as common, and I get x minus 2 again in the bracket. Now children, you will see that this x minus 2 and this x minus 2, it is common. So what you will do is you will take my x minus 2 in one of the brackets, and the second bracket will have this x square and this minus 1. Further, you can solve this part. This is nothing but x square minus 1 square. That means we are going to use a square minus b square. So this first bracket, copy it down as it is, and the second bracket can be written as x plus 1, x minus 1. So this is one method of factorizing the first question. Here you have got three factors: x minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. Now, though this is one method of solving it, there may be polynomials where you cannot use this method. You may not get the two brackets equal. In those cases, you cannot proceed further. So there is one more method which we are going to take elaborately here. But if you use this in the exam, if it is possible to be used and you use this method, you are entitled to get full marks. So you can proceed if possible. So let us now try to understand the second method. Let's begin with the second type of solution. P of x is noted down. Here, when you get the p of x, you will try to get all possible values of zeros of the polynomial. And how do you get it? You always get it from the last term, that is constant here. Everywhere, I mean, you'll check out from the constant only. Here your constant is plus 2. and you will go on finding out all the factors, all possible factors of this constant term, that is plus 2 in this case. And we all know that 2 can be written as 1 multiplied by 2, that is 2 ones are 2. You will take both positive as well as negative values. That is why the next statement says that the factors, the possible values of zeros are plus minus 1, that is plus 1 as well as minus 1. Then plus minus 2, that is plus 2 minus 2. So there are possible 4 values. Once you get it, then you will try to use the remainder theorem and you look out for the remainder to be equal to 0. If the remainder is 0, we will say that the given value is a factor. So let's begin with the theorem, remainder theorem. So we are putting p equal to 1. We have 4 values, 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2. We'll check out for as many as possible and we'll try to pick the value where we get the remainder as equal to 0. So this is all trial and error method. P of 1, we get it as 0. If P of 1 is 0, we can say that x minus 1, the opposite sign, x minus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial. So this is what we will write, x minus 1. Where did you get this minus 1? We have substituted P of 1. You will take the opposite sign, x minus 1. So we will confidently say that x minus 1 is a factor of P of x. Now children, we have obtained one factor already. We will try to get the other factors also. Again, there are two methods. One method wherein you will go on substituting all the other 3 values. We have substituted 1. We can substitute minus 1, minus 2, plus 2 and look out for the other. This is possible when you have very few factors. But if you have a big list of factors, you cannot use that method also. In that case, we have another method of solving it, that is division method. In the last video, I have already explained you about the division of polynomials. So that same method we are going to use here. We are going to divide this p of x with our g of x, that is x minus 1. So let's proceed with the division of polynomials. Division, note down p of x as dividend, g of x as divisor. First term of the quotient will be x square. When you multiply x square with x, you get it as x cube. The second multiplication of x square with minus 1 will give you minus x square. So that is what is noted down. The next step always is subtraction, but before subtraction, change the sign and get the solution. First term is cancelled out. X cube minus x cube is 0. So we have not noted anything over there. Minus 2x square plus x square gives you minus x square. Now the rest two terms are noted down as it is. Now you are going to compare the first term of the divisor polynomial and the polynomial that we have got just now. So that is x and minus x square. In that case, if I multiply x with minus x, I get it as minus x square. So when I multiply minus x with x, I get minus x square. Then I will multiply minus x with minus 1. So I get it as plus x. This is how we proceed. The next step, change of sign, then do the subtraction. we get it as minus 2x plus 2. Now again, check for x and minus 2x. We multiply by minus 2. And this is how we proceed with the division. Finally, when you subtract, you get the remainder as 0. Why have you got the remainder as 0? Because we have already proved that x minus 1 is a factor of the given polynomial. So you have to get the remainder as 0. If the remainder is 0 and x minus 1 is one of the factor, we can say that this quotient is the another factor of the given dividend, that is p of x. With this, we will proceed. We can write the p of x now as x minus 1 multiplied by x square minus x minus 2. The first part, this one was our divisor and this part was our quotient. So divisor multiplied by quotient when the remainder is 0 gives you the dividend. The same method is being used here. So we'll proceed further. Now we'll try to solve the second bracket. We are going to factorize the second bracket, that is x square minus x minus 2. Children, last year you have already studied, and moreover in the last video also I have explained you how to factorize a quadratic polynomial using the splitting the middle term method. The same method is used here, and finally you get the factors of x square minus x minus 2 as x minus 2, x plus 1. So children, p of x has now 3 factors. First, x minus 1 that we have already got by using remainder theorem, and the other 2 factor which we have got by initially division method and then using the splitting the middle term method. So finally we can say that p of x can be written as x minus 1, x minus 2, x plus 1. With this, let us move to the second sub-question. The polynomial is given and we'll check out for minus 5. 5 is our constant number. So let us check about the factors of 5. They are 5 ones only. So we can say that the possible numbers will be plus minus 1, plus minus 5. No other factors, because 5 can only be factorized as 5 ones are 5. So we have again 4 factors. Let us use the trial and error method. In this case, p of minus 1 comes out to be 0. So we can say that x plus 1, that is the opposite sign, x plus 1 is a factor, and this is how we have got the first factor. Once you get the first factor, you are going to divide the given polynomial with this factor which you have just got. So we'll proceed with the division method. Division yields you x square as the first term. Proceed with the division step by step. The second term of the quotient is minus 4x. Once you subtract, you get the polynomial as minus 5x minus 5. Finally, you multiply by minus 5. And when you solve it, you will get the remainder as 0. Because x plus 1 is already a factor. In that case, we can say that this p of x can be written as the multiple of divisor and quotient. This is what it is written as. Now we will be solving the second bracket, that is the quadratic polynomial. We are going to use the splitting the middle term method once again, and we are going to split it out. So use it and split it out, and you get 2 more factors of that quadratic polynomial. It is x minus 5, x plus 1. These two we are going to substitute in the topmost statement. So p of x comes out to be x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 5 multiplied by x plus 1. You can have numbers repeated also, brackets repeated also. They are the factors. Actually, when you multiply these three brackets, you get the p of x. That was the question. Now, the third sub question. Here, the constant is 20. So, we'll find out all the factors of 20. 20 can be written as 20 ones are, 10 twos are, 5 fours are. So, how many factors in all? 6 and 6, 12. Here, you cannot go on again and again using all the numbers and remainder theorem. So, division method is the most apt method here. Find out one factor. This part is compulsory. You have to get the first factor by trial and error method only. So p of 1 comes out to be 0, and we can say that x plus 1 is a factor. The next step is division method. So divide those two polynomials and get the quotient. Remainder has to be equal to 0. Remainder will be 0 because we have already said that, proved that x plus 1 is a factor. So proceed with the division, and this is what we get the remainder as 0, and our quotient is x square plus 12x plus 20. Further, we will be factorizing the quotient, and after factorizing the quotient, you will get the other two factors. So let's try, and the method to be used is splitting the middle term method. Use it and you get the quadratic polynomial as x plus 2, x plus 10. So finally we can say that p of x is equal to x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 10. This is the method to be used. There is one more sub question. You can try it on your own. We'll continue with the chapter in the next video. Thank you for now.